government commences disbursement of cash grants to beneficiaries of social investment program. Governor Lalong advises federal government visitation panel to College of Education Pangshin to be thorough in their findings. Plus, NIPS calls participants on tour of Plateau State call for continuity in governance. Welcome to Panorama from Jos. I am Zenret Dingmun. The national public hearing of the review of the 1999 Constitution at the instance of the Senate has ended with a call on stakeholders to use the opportunity to amend the Constitution in the best interest of the nation. Chairman of the committee said this at the conclusion of the legislative exercise. John Yabu has details.
Apart from the 16 points agenda listed for consideration during the public hearing, the committee also made provisions for other issues raised by the various interest groups.
We are asking that the independence of INEC should be properly espoused in the Constitution. Review the Constitution and include safety and safe operation of farmers and herders' businesses. Both parties should exist.
Make the National Assembly either unicameral, do away with 360 members, retain 109 senators, 3 senators per state, or make the National Assembly part-time sitting, so that whenever they sit, they have sitting allowance.
We should have state police, and Braddock support state police. We cannot have a totally new constitution. The law does not grant us the powers to do that. What Section 9 of the Constitution grants us power to do is amendment to the existing provisions.
Other emerging issues at the hearing were for the FCT to be given the status of a state, as well as grant Nigerians in the diaspora the opportunity to participate in future elections in the country.
Now they are becoming an investment factor in Nigeria. We cannot ignore them. And they say they want to vote, and they hope that the National Assembly will make that possible.
Chairman of the committee assured the people that the 9th National Assembly will consider all the views expressed by Nigerians.
So for those who have a problem with that, this is the opportunity we provided to make the alteration a people's alteration.
He said the committee is open to receiving more memoranda on the constitutional amendment process that will further promote the unity of the country. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
In its efforts to actualize the directive of the Inspector General of Police to restore peace, the Cross River State Police Command has arrested 235 suspected criminals in the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Parading the suspects, Commissioner of Police in the state, Sikiru Akonde, says that the command will use all tactics to provide a peaceful and enabling environment for law-abiding citizens to live. Paul Abel reports.
After the visit of the Deputy Inspector General of Police, South Operation Restore Peace, Moses Jitobo, the command sprung into action and successfully nabbed 109 criminal suspects in the Southern Senatorial District of the state, 58 of them in the Central and 68 in the North. Parading the suspect before newsmen with various inscriptions, the commissioner says most of the culprits are non-indigens, while majority of the cultists were arrested during an initiation ceremony.
Any attempt by any group of persons under any guise to disturb the relative peace that we have in Cross River State will be matched with all forces that is required.
Some of the suspects speak on what led them to crime and promised to turn a new leaf.
I only involved on a conspiring by those cartons you are seeing. I've worked for good 4 months, no salary, sir.
So I'm a suspect. So I promise that if I go from this one, I will finally change from bad life.
The command says all the suspects will be profiled and called for a stop to protests in the state, as terrorists may capitalize on the situation to cause mayhem. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
To cushion the effects of COVID-19 and uplift the economic status of rural women, the federal government has commenced disbursement of 20,000 one-off cash grant to 2,100 rural women across the 17 local government areas of Plateau State. Ijoma Ozemina reports.
The Rural Women's Program was introduced in 2020 by Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development as part of the current administration's social inclusion and poverty reduction agenda. The one-off cash grant is a realization of the nation's aspiration of lifting over 100 million Nigerians out of poverty in 10 years.
Mr. President, in his magnanimity, deemed it fit to give this intervention so that he will provide succor in the lives of the rural women and generally in families. So the 20,000 naira is a grant, and it is expected that the family will invest so that they can enhance their well-being.
Some of the rural women speak on how the grant will impact their lives.
I will pay my children's school fees with some, buy fertilizer with some, so that it will assist me.
Come to receive help from the state government. They're sharing us some money so that we can do business or do something to help our life, our families.
The federal government is targeting over 160,000 poor rural women, including women with disability, for the grant. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemina, NTA News.
Plateau State government has restated its commitment to providing intervention programs that will enhance the quality of education. Governor Simon Lalong stated this in Jos when he received the federal government visitation panel to the Federal College of Education, Pangshin. Priscilla Grumnan has details.
The federal government's quest to ensuring probity and accountability in the running of federal institutions in the country led to the constitution of presidential visitation panels to federal colleges of education and federal polytechnics in the federation. It is in this light that the visitation panel is in the state for a fact-finding exercise to the Federal College of Education, Pangshin, and deemed it necessary to visit the seat of government. While commending Plateau State government for providing conducive atmosphere for academic activities to thrive, the panel stressed the need for effective collaboration between the state and the Federal Ministry of Education.
The college has benefited a lot from the federal government through the tertiary education fund, debt fund, in terms of infrastructure and instructional equipment. Records also show that the Plateau State government have played good hosts in the past by providing the college a 14-seater bus and granting a portion of the college route.
Governor Simon Lalong appreciated the federal government for setting up the presidential visitation panel towards improving education, as he held that the college has been of tremendous benefit to the state and country at large.
I won't preempt what is going to happen there, but at the end of the day, I will also be privileged to see and know some of the problems that are there. And like you said, some of them will also deserve our intervention as a state, because this is our institution. So we will not take things for granted. We also want to know, like you said, where the state will also want to intervene.
The visitation panel is expected to come up with recommendations that will assist the college achieve its mandate. Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
Governor Simon Lalong has charged participants of the senior course 43 of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, to be thorough in their findings and provide meaningful suggestions for speedy development of the state. This is when he received the group members who are on study tour of Plateau State. Priscilla Grumnan reports.
Getting things done, strategies for policy and program implementation in Nigeria is the mandate for members of Study Group 5 who are expected to undertake research tour of critical areas of the 17 local governments of Plateau State with the aim of proffering suggestions that will guide the government in policy formulation and implementation. Leaders of the delegation, Professor Fumi Paramalam, appreciated the government for its commitment in developing the state through some of the strategies put in place and pledged to be thorough in their report.
We are here to look into how your administration has put together, whether it's through strategic planning or whatever, policy thoughts, on programs, on actually getting things done, particularly in terms of the infrastructure continuity. From the last administration to this administration, your approach to ensuring peace and security and good governance and infrastructural continuity is without question.
Governor Simon Lalong said the study tour is timely, considering government's desire to meet the yearnings of citizens through delivery of good governance, and urged the members to be critical in their findings.
I thank you for choosing Plateau State. I am expecting that this report will be very, very thorough and also help us again.
The group has 1 week to present its report to the Institute. Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliyu has taken the second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Receiving the dose in Abuja, she encouraged residents of the territory to come out en masse for the jab so that collectively COVID-19 can be kicked out of Nigeria. Ifanyi Ezumba reports.
And that is it. Simple as ABC.
FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello also said the administration will continue to provide needed support in their hospital system, even if COVID-19 is over.
In the last few days, those who got the first jab have been taking their second one. And as you can see also, by the grace of God, even though we are testing massively, huge numbers, but the incidences of positive cases have been coming low and low and low.
The minister also appealed to all residents, especially those in health secretariats, to continue to work hard to maintain all the facilities that have been established for the purpose of the pandemic. In Abuja, Ifanyi Ezumba, NTA News.
Of the second dose of COVID-19 vaccination with the administration of the vaccine on Governor Simon Lalong and other government officials. With me in the studio is the Executive Secretary, Plateau State Primary Health Care, Dr. Livinus Miapkwap, who will shed more light on the exercise. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, to begin with, how has the exercise been since the flag off?
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity to throw more light on the COVID-19 vaccination. Since we started, since we flagged off the vaccination on the 15th of March 2021, with the governor taking the first jab, it has been going on very well. And I want to assure you that from that time to now, we've been doing our best to ensure that we capture the first phase of those that were supposed to be involved. And the first phase of those that were supposed to be involved were the frontline health workers, the security agencies, and some people, the high-risk group. And so far, so good. We've done a good job. And midway into the whole thing, we also got instructions that since we're almost done with the frontline health workers, we should open it up for the second phase of people that are supposed to take that those that were 50 and above, and were also eligible. So we're able to do that, and we captured quite a number. At the end of the first dose, even though the first dose is still ongoing, so far we'll be able to vaccinate about 45,000 people for the first dose, even though our target was supposed to be 52,000.
Okay. So I would like to know, how has the response been from people?
Yes, initially there was this hesitancy based on the myths and misconceptions that was flying around from religious leaders, traditional rulers, opinion leaders. But I think so far so good. The response has been quite good. And immediately after the governor took his first dose, I think that really was a very big booster. And along with him were some very senior traditional rulers, the Bongom, the Longamai, the Emir of Kanam. You know, those were the people that took their own within the first few days, and that was a very big booster. And since then, people have been coming to take the first dose, and I think basically we've done quite well.
Okay, so what arrangements have you made to cover the entire state?
Yes, initially we had about 105,600 doses of vaccines to be given. But along the line, the signal was not too good from the producers of the vaccines. So we got another instruction that we should give half of the vaccine so that we'll keep half for those that have received the first dose, for them to be able to get the second dose. And we'll be able to do that. And so far, so good. I think one of the major strategies we've done to be able to cover those that have received the first dose is the issue of super sites. That's a new innovation, so that if you're in one local government, there is one super site in each of the local governments. The implication of that is that maybe during the first dose you were in one local government and now you'll be moved to another local government. You can go to that super site. Your data will be there so that you can be able to receive your vaccination, because everything is technology driven. If you take the vaccine, you are registered online to the server. And there's one super site again per state. That one is for those that are traveling maybe from one state to the other. If you go to that super site, you can be able to receive your vaccine instead of going back to maybe Anambra or Maiduguri where you received that one. There's one super site that if you go, you can be able to take your second dose there. So that one is in Plateau Hospital, while the others are in the local government headquarters, so that the movement has remarkably reduced. And these are some of the innovations that have been done to be able to capture.
Okay. So what have been your challenges through the exercise, and how do you intend to address them?
Yes, one of the major challenges we've had this time around is the issue of the logistics, even though we're appealing to the local government health workers, because, in this exercise, the whole exercise, the logistics have been paid by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. And as at the close of work on Friday, we're still expecting the money to drop. But the exercise has started. So a lot of people, there's this issue of we will not work until the logistics are paid. But we said we are standing as guarantors. They should do the work so that at least, and well, a lot of them have complied, but some are still having issues. The reason why I'm saying that one is that from the results that are dropping, the coding data from the server, you can know which local government is working and which one is not working. So by tomorrow, my team, we've made arrangements. We are meeting today with all the partners by 4 o'clock. And immediately tomorrow morning, we're dispatching people to all the 17 local governments to know what exactly is happening. Okay,
so finally now, what's the way forward?
Well, I think we'll still continue appealing to the health workers, and we've gone on massive mass media campaign for people to come and receive their second dose. And also, the first dose is still ongoing. For those that still want to receive the first dose, they can still come and get the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Livinus Malcolm, for finding time to be here.
Thank you.
All right. Panorama will continue after this break.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Plateau State government says it has removed from its payroll more than 500 civil servants for falsification of documents. Governor Simon Lalong disclosed this at the closing of a policy retreat organized for state permanent secretaries. Priscilla Grumnan reports.
It is in a bid to invigorate capacity for creativity, productivity, and effective public service that Plateau State government organized a retreat for its permanent secretaries. Governor Simon Lalong says the retreat has become necessary due to the critical role permanent secretaries play in any administration, hence the need to update their skills and competencies. With 2 years to the end of his administration, the governor says he will ensure that his policies and projects are fully implemented.
I'm sure that the interactions and knowledge acquired in the last 2 days have strengthened your capacity to take decisions and also respond effectively and timely to the fallout of public sector reforms. Already, about 532 names have been removed from government payroll after an investigation using the BVN system revealed inconsistencies in their records. Some had falsified their ages or tampered with records. Others could not appear to answer queries and such records. We shall ensure that all of them are properly investigated and made to face appropriate sanctions. This exercise will be continuous work.
Critical players in the business of governance say the training has equipped them with relevant skills for efficient service delivery.
We pray that the communique from this retreat would enrich the policy formulation and implementation process in the state. We believe that after this retreat, we are going to narrow this gap between the good policies of the administration and the implementation strategies.
From NIPS in Kuru, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
The founder of Synagogue Church of All Nations, Prophet Tomitokpe Joshua, is dead. He died last Saturday evening after a ministration in his church. A statement from his church confirmed his death. The news of the death of the popular televangelist filtered in early Sunday morning, leaving members of his church and other admirers round the world in shock. Adeni Taiwo reports that his church at Ikotun in Lagos is filled with mourners who are grieving his death. Late TB Joshua, as he is widely known, was born in Arigidi, Akoko in Ondo State on June 12, 1963. He died 6 days to his 58th birthday. Be a star and join NTA to stand against rape and rapists. That has been Panorama today. Good afternoon.